Hi, everybody. Karen Schaal here, and welcome to the Karen Schaal podcast, where we expand the mind and grow the heart. So glad you're joining us, and please hit the subscribe button if you are enjoying our material. Today, we're continuing our 5-part awareness series, and this episode is a little different because today we're talking about what to do when you're stuck, when you're overwhelmed, when you're exhausted or discouraged or feeling like your inner brilliance has gone dim. And here's the truth. Awareness still pays off. Let's name something that doesn't get said enough in the personal growth space. Sometimes awareness feels like it's too much. Sometimes you're so tired, the last thing you want is to look inward. You don't want to track your thoughts, watch your habits, or reflect on your patterns. You just want to get through the day. And that's okay. That's real life. That's being human. But here's what I want to offer. Awareness doesn't stop working when you do. When you've cultivated even a little awareness, it keeps living in you. It keeps noticing. It keeps nudging. You might not have the energy to act on it, but it's still there, quietly keeping the lights on. In fact, some of the most important inner shifts happen during these low-energy, high-resistance seasons. Why? Because when you're exhausted, your defenses drop. Your mask slips. Your truth gets louder. And what you see in those moments, even if it's hard, is often exactly what you needed to see. So don't discount those days when you feel like you're not doing enough. They might be the days when awareness is doing its deepest work. Your mind and body are designed to protect you, to guide you, to communicate with you. Fatigue, irritability, lack of motivation, these can be signs that your system needs something. Maybe rest, maybe stillness, maybe just a pause. Your nervous system isn't trying to ruin your plans, it's trying to restore you. So what does awareness look like when you're tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed? Well, it might be catching yourself before you say something snappy, noticing that you're numbing out with your phone, realizing that you're judging yourself again, hearing your inner critic a little more clearly, or feeling a deep sense of this isn't working and not brushing it off. These aren't failures. These are data points. These are signs of life. Remember, awareness is never about perfection. It's about noticing with honesty, with compassion, and yes, even sometimes with exhaustion. And when you're too worn out just to act on it, that's okay too. Just noticing is enough, because a noticing builds. That small moment of clarity you had while brushing your teeth or staring out the window, that's awareness doing its job. It's saying you're still here, you still care, and you're not giving up. There's research that shows that when we are mentally off task, the brain activates what's called the default mode network. It's a system that helps us reflect, process, and make meaning. Your brain is recalibrating, healing, integrating what you've been carrying. You are in an important phase of the process. In other words, your mind may be doing some of its deepest, most integrated work precisely when you feel the least on. This is where trust comes in. Trust the brilliance of your body. Trust your own inner process. Your awareness practice has laid a foundation, and even in quiet moments, that foundation holds. Even when you're resting, even when you're curled up on the couch or lying in bed not knowing what's next, your practice is still there. It will call you back. You've already laid the groundwork. You've already started paying attention. That's not going anywhere. So if you're feeling low, it may actually be the best time to receive some clarity. Your brain is shifting from doing to being, from noise to signal. And this doesn't mean you should force yourself to think deep thoughts while you're down. It means trust that your system is still working, that quiet is still movement, that stillness is still intelligence. You can return to the witnessing awareness we've explored, observing your emotions and energy with kindness, not criticism. Functional awareness can be used differently here too. Instead of anchoring awareness in activity, You can anchor to stillness, to breath, to not reacting. When I feel down, it's not always a signal to do more. Often, it's an invitation to do less. I've discovered that when I stop pushing and start listening, a quiet kind of wisdom shows up. Not dramatic insight, but small, little solid truths. Sometimes I realize I just need rest. Other times it's a deeper need to reconnect with myself, to let go of pressure, to allow space. My awareness has taught me not to panic in these moments, not to pile on guilt. I don't try to fix it, I just let it be, and eventually it shifts. That's the gift of awareness. Even when it seems like nothing is happening, something deeply important is unfolding. This is why awareness in these low moments looks different. It's not about optimizing or tracking or even improving. It's about listening. This is also where the brilliance tools we've been developing can serve in a whole new way. You might remember something small from a previous episode, a habit, a cue, a gentle shift. Maybe it's just noticing how you're breathing, or remembering to soften your tone, or being kind to yourself, even for a moment. The tools are still there, not as homework, but as comfort. They'll rise to meet you when you're ready. You wouldn't apply the same coat of paint to a finely sanded sideboard as you would to a rough-hewn log. Life-wise, in moments of difficulty or overwhelm, your awareness practice won't look the same. But that doesn't mean it disappears. It means it shifts. You approach differently, more gently. You notice with kindness instead of strategy, with care instead of control. And here's something we haven't said yet, but it matters. Awareness doesn't just help you get through overwhelm, it can also help you avoid some of it. Let's be honest, a lot of us don't end up overwhelmed by surprise. We often see it coming. We feel the anxiety creep in. We notice a dread when we overcommit. Our minds and bodies send signals, but instead of listening, we push through. We ignore the tension, the fatigue, the mental fog. We tell ourselves, I'll rest later, or this time it'll be different. But awareness gives you a chance to make a different choice. Noticing what's happening in your inner world, the early signs of strain, burnout, resentment, that's not weakness, that's wisdom. It's your system saying, we're out of alignment, let's recalibrate before we crash. And the science backs this up. Studies in stress and emotion regulation show that people who are more self-aware are better able to recognize emotional patterns before they spiral. They're more likely to engage in adaptive coping, meaning they make adjustments early rather than reacting late. Researchers like Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett have even shown that developing emotional granularity, the ability to precisely identify what you're feeling, can reduce overwhelm and improve decision-making under stress. You may begin to notice what you actually need, what's no longer working, where you're being too hard on yourself, what small things bring you relief or peace. Sometimes you learn from these quiet burnout moments more than from your highest highs. You may find simple ways to support your awareness even when you're tired. You might verbalize what's happening. I'm exhausted. I'm overwhelmed. I don't want to do this today. You can use your anchors. We've talked about behavioral anchors. Everyday moments that remind you to check in. Keep using them. Even one breath of presence matters. One thought of gratitude. One moment of compassionate awareness. You can lower the bar. You don't need to have big insights. Just notice one thing, one thought, one reaction. That's enough. Practice compassionate tracking. Keep a note or journal with gentle observations. What's showing up for you? No judgment, just curiosity. Celebrate micro wins. Did you pause before reacting? Did you choose kindness over irritability? Were you present for someone, if even for a brief moment? Those are wins. Count them. So think of awareness as both a rescue rope and a road sign. It supports you when you're low, and it guides you so you don't fall as hard next time. You won't catch everything. No one does. But the more you listen, the more you notice, the more you trust those signals, the more you'll find that you're not just surviving the hard days, you're avoiding them, some of them altogether. So here's what I hope you remember from today. Awareness isn't just for the good days. It's for the messy, tired, stuck ones too. Just noticing matters, even if you can't act on it yet. These hard moments hold wisdom, and awareness helps you hear it. Keep the practice simple. Name what's true, use your anchors, track gently. You don't need to fix everything, you just need to stay connected. Even on your worst day, awareness is working for you. It's quietly collecting insight, offering clarity, and reminding you that you're still in this, still becoming, still growing. If today's episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it, especially someone who's overwhelmed, struggling, or just a little worn out. And if you haven't already, subscribe so we don't miss the final episode. You don't miss the final episode in this awareness series. We're pulling it all together, and it's going to be powerful. And remember, you don't have to be inspired to be awake. You don't have to be productive to be present. Sometimes the most powerful awareness is this: I'm still here. You are, and that's more than enough. I'm Karen Schaal. This is a Karen Schaal podcast. Keep expanding your mind. Keep growing your heart. You're doing great. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.